A movie I loved, oh God, I want to say, help me out, movie date guy. I'm going to say 2008. A movie I loved back in 2008 was the Angelina Jolie, James McAvoy film, Wanted. I'm a sucker for that film. I even like, Rob, The Loom of Fate. Yeah, I know a lot of people were with the movie right up until The Loom of Fate came into it. I don't care. I loved me The Loom of Fate. I loved this movie. And for a long time, they always kind of talked about the fact that they would like to do a sequel to it. But, the years have come and gone. I think we're on 18 years now. The years have come and gone with still kind of no word about it. But according to the director of the film, he's now saying that they very well could still do another one. This comes to us from the folks over at Coming Soon who write the following. They say, nearly 2 decades after Wanted first arrived in theaters, talk of a sequel has resurfaced. This follows new comments from the director, now I always get this wrong, Timur Bekmambetov. I can say it a little easier now that I watch a lot of UFC. The filmmaker has suggested that Wanted 2 is not entirely off the table. However, the sequel depends on certain conditions. Speculation about Wanted 2 has resurfaced after the director shared new details about what might finally move the long-stalled project forward. The 2008 action thriller, headlined by Angelina Jolie alongside James McAvoy and Morgan Freeman, has remained without a sequel for more than a decade despite its strong commercial performance. Bekmambetov recently addressed the project while promoting his new release, Mercy, the one with Chris Pratt. Rob, the movie that you loved so much.
Oh, yeah, no.
I think it's
I'm
automatic.
a fan of the directors.
Already in your top 10 of the year. I can already tell. He explained that the future of several of his past franchises may depend on how the 2026 sci-fi film performs. He said, Mercy's performance will help me make more interesting movies. In an interview with Screen Rant, he said, I have an idea of what it is, but it depends a lot on the success of Mercy, honestly. All these movies could be continued, but Mercy is crucial. It's at the mercy of Mercy. All right. So now here's the thing. Timur Bekmambetov. How do you say it, Rob? I've always just said Bekmambetov. Anyway.
Yeah. Timur Bekmambetov?
Bekmambetov? Anyway, he's directed some interesting films. Right now, he's also directed some pretty bad ones. Like, remember that remake they did of Ben-Hur back in like 2016, 2017?
I do remember it. I choose not to.
That was absolutely terrible. He also did Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, which could have been comedy gold, but it ended up being pretty good. But he also did Night Watch. He did Day Watch.
Those are cool.
Those are really fun movies. I like those a lot. And he also did, obviously, Wanted, which I dig a whole bunch. But to say that the future of Wanted 2 that he wants to do may rest in the hands of his new film, Mercy, is a little bit of an uh-oh. Because while Mercy did open number 1 at the box office, finally ending the 5-week run of Avatar Fire and Ash at the top of the box office, it did only make $11 million. And I don't know if a high-profile project with Chris Pratt in the lead, again, coming in number 1, but making $11 million is exactly going to further the cause of getting what I want, which is a Wanted 2. By the way, Wanted was the first film that made me think, oh my God, could Angelina Jolie actually be an action star? And you know what? She hasn't done it a lot, but every time she's stepped into the role of an action star, whether it's Eternals or Salt or stuff like that, she sells me on it. I would, thank you. How could I leave that one out? Like, I could totally see her doing it. But Rob, if the future of Wanted 2 is at the mercy of Mercy, I fear there may be no mercy. So I don't think this is ever going to happen. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm excited to hear the director say, hey, this thing's still alive. But if it all depends on the success of Mercy, I think we might as well bury it now. I don't know. What do you think about his comments?
pretty merciless, if you ask me. Look, obviously, in this day and age, you're only as good as your last film, and I don't know what the budget on Mercy is, but I'm sure that Chris Pratt probably commanded more than it made over its opening weekend. And I do think that Mercy was actually, on one hand, I think it was really clever, and if it had been made for a price, um, and because it's basically Chris Pratt sitting in a chair, if it had been made like a Searching, not like a War of the Worlds, then maybe it could have been more. I mean, obviously, it's a pretty lush film, but I think it cost more than it was ever going to make. So that's kind of a bummer. So I feel bad for that. But I want to say one of the things about Wanted that I think is so great that people forget about is the Danny Elfman score. He scored the film, and of course, he did the opening. There's a theme song, "The Little Things," that is a banger song that he sings. It sounds very Oingo Boingo, and I really love that score, and I think it really added to the movie. I mean, the movie is a little goofy, and it really departs from the comic, but like you said, as a visual piece, I own the film. I pop it in occasionally because I quite enjoy it, even though it's a little bonkers. There's some verisimilitude that's very questionable in the movie. But I would love to see a sequel to this, even 18 years later. And I don't see why it has to. I mean, obviously, for a director nowadays, if you make one bad movie that doesn't gross what it should, or multiple bad movies, I guess. I mean, why would anybody remake Ben-Hur? But I would like this, John. I would like to see a Wanted 2, or more Wanted than ever.
More Wanted than ever. Okay, you win. You win today. You win today with More Wanted than ever. Yeah, man, listen, bring Common back. Bring Chris. By the way, one of the things he did mention that Timur mentioned in the interview was that Chris Pratt's character would have a larger role. I mean, that goes without saying because now he's a big star and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of people forget that like, for a lot of people like me, that was the first time I ever saw Chris Pratt.
Right.
Was his little side role back in Wanted. Anyway, I would love to see another Wanted, but
maybe he did Mercy for a price.
Yeah.
Maybe he did.
I'm sure he probably did it for pretty cheap.
Kind of a deal.
It looks like he could have done that movie in about a week, honestly. So he probably didn't do it for that much. But anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? I mean, it's been a long time since that first Wanted movie, but I don't care. I love Wanted. I would love to see another one, but if it depends on the success of Mercy, I don't know that we're ever going to get it. Anyway, whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.